Testing, testing.
Hello, we're back. There's our on tap.
Welcome back. All right. Welcome back to a live and in-person RTF show. We're here in Chicago in the studio, laying down some beats. Actually, two huge beatings for both of us.
Yes.
Kicking Ken's ass this week, you kicking Duncan's ass. Well, actually, it's gotten a little bit closer than I thought it would be, but pretty good week for the Rose brothers.
Yeah. Whether we're getting our first W or our fourth W, things are looking good over here.
Indeed. Well, we haven't been on in a few weeks. There's been a lot going on. Namely, that I think the most surprising turn of events so far in the league this year is that Kelly's team is kicking ass.
I mean,
kicking ass and taking names. I owe Kelly a big apology.
Yes,
I talked some shit about her team early on, and I actually want to just start by pulling it up real quick and showing Kelly's team, because I think it's actually turned out to be a pretty formidable team. Kelly is she's got Baker Mayfield doing great. Derrick Henry, rough game this week, but he's still Derrick Henry. Same with Williams, but the big star of Kelly's team is QJ Johnston, who has turned into a stud all of a sudden. The dude had rocks for hands for the last 2 years, and now he's catching the ball.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of unbelievable, given that, I mean, you've got, your veteran wide receiver returning home in Keenan Allen. You thought he would, instantly take that number 2 spot there as the number 2 wide receiver, backing up Ladd McConkey as the number 1, the breakout from last year. And instead, Ladd seems to be the distant 3rd wide receiver on that team, and QJ just putting up monster numbers for the first 4 weeks of the season.
Yep.
Did he even get drafted?
That is a great question.
I think Kelly
added him from waivers for $15 after the first week of the season. So great ad. Has been a boon for Kelly's team.
Yes.
I'm very impressed with Kelly's team. I do think there are still some
don't do that. Come on.
She is a division rival, and so I would be remiss if I didn't talk a tad bit of shit, but it's been a hot start for Kelly, and more power to her. She's doing great.
I mean, she is, only second in her division, and she will continue to be second in her division despite some incredible W's, including pulling down the highest score in week 3, getting the highest score prize, beating out Ken by barely over 1 point.
Yep.
Huge pull there against the Jake too, the reigning champion who.
Let's run through 2 things real quick, and we'll get to Jake's team because we're going to talk about Jake's team. The first being, and you're gonna have to. We're gonna ask for some patience here because we're in a new setup, so we gotta figure this out. But Duncan goes off of the island in week 2. Has the low score, 60 points. Fitz was off the island in week 1, we should say. Yeah. And actually, I'm sorry, Brendan, but your team has been off the island now emphatically, I think, like 3 weeks in a row.
3 times. Yeah, I think it was week 1, week 3, and definitely going to be week 4.
Yeah.
Fitz, what is going on?
The injuries, man.
But Duncan, winning week 1, his first week out, and then really just like crashing and burning, which, hey, We've all done.
It happens to the best of us. So Duncan Fitz off. Alec goes off in week 3.
Yep.
Theo's dad puts up 75 points.
Which was after the week 1, like, monster beating he put down to win the week 1 prize. So, yeah, a lot of highs and lows here.
And then this week, and actually we can get a little live look as at least one of the games is still going on right now in week 4. It looks like Steve is most likely to be voted off the island this week, edging out Josh, Josh put up 88, so he's got him by 6 points. But Steve, yes.
I think the game's still going on, though. Am I wrong here?
You are not wrong. It is
Okay.
still going on. It is the third quarter, end of the third quarter. So, would need a dramatic change. Josh still has Jamar Chase going as well.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I mean, it didn't Cincinnati just go 3 points last week too? So they've gone touchdownless, for essentially, 7 quarters at this point.
Yeah.
Do you think what's his name? The coach, Zach, do you think he gets fired after this game?
No, no, I don't. I think it's hard to. I think it's hard to fire a guy right just after he lost a top 5 QB in the league.
He had him last week. He also lost Burrow last year, right? For an extended period of time.
Yes,
and did not do well. I think,
well,
I don't know.
It'll be interesting.
I think there's a hot seat there, at least.
I'm sure a little bit. I mean, I think the bigger problem overall has been the defense, and the defense actually, to their credit, I don't think has been a huge issue, as big an issue this year. Okay, let's move on. So Steve, Josh, looking like Steve is going to be off the island this week. We mentioned a couple of these guys already, but it has been a nonstop parade of guys hitting the injury reserve.
Yep.
Or being out for extended periods of time. So I'm going to run through the list real quick. Burrow, out for the season. Lamb, banged up. Neighbors, likely out for the season. Connor, probably done. Tracy, out for 3 or 4 weeks. Tyreek Hill, about 30 minutes ago, went to the hospital from the game in Miami with what looks to be a dislocated knee, likely out for the season. Lamar Jackson, banged up.
Hamstring.
Bucky Irving, MRI today. Nobody knows why. We'll see what comes of that. Ricky Pearsall, not shot, but not doing well. Mooney, Darnell Mooney.
I think hamstring.
Hamstring. Cedric Tillman.
I think also hamstring.
Aaron Jones.
Also hamstring.
Terry McLaurin.
Everything.
And Mike Evans.
Hamstring.
And actually, another guy, Jalen Warren, out this week. So,
yeah, surprise. I mean, knee something or another.
Yep.
Let's say touching on the Jalen Warren thing. Be remiss if we didn't bring up the recent trade between Alec and Ken.
Yeah.
I mean, setting quite a high bar. The value for a running back, in this year's trade market at $21 for Jalen Warren. Setting aside the current injury situation, what's your take on $21 of 2026 auction dollars for Jalen Warren?
So I think Alec has shown in the past a penchant for spending big on players. He's not afraid to move.
Not just in players, in life too. The man loves to spend money.
Yes.
Finer things in life.
Yes, yes. I think, and it carries that over to fantasy football. I don't know that Jalen Warren is one of those finer things, and I don't know that he warrants the $21. In fact, I think it's a massive overpay. But, I think Alex's approach has generally been, and this was my approach at one time, it ended in disaster. Was that
one of the best quotes of all time?
the money's not real, right?
You can't take it with you.
Can't take it with you. It doesn't mean anything. Turns out it is real, and you can take it with you. And there are consequences to your actions. So yeah, I mean, I think it's a steal for Ken.
If there's one person to squeeze every last dime out of a stone, it is going to be Ken.
Yes,
I mean, I don't think there's anyone that could have gotten $21 out of someone for Jalen Warren other than Ken. And we've all gotten swindled by that motherfucker. So Duncan, watch out, okay? If our brother-in-law comes to talk to you as hey, I'm also a brother-in-law, we need to band together, don't fall for it.
Yeah, you say no.
Just say no. Ken won't take no for an answer as when he's giving a sales pitch, but just be firm.
I will say, I offered Alec a trade early in the season, thinking he was looking for a running back. Tried to move Tracy or Dobbins to him, and another player for Kittle, which Alec wisely, declined.
Yeah,
and it certainly worked out for me. All right. So injuries are the story of the season so far. I mean, I feel like this happens every year.
Yeah. And I guess let's just, I just want to remind you, and I don't want to forget that we didn't forget to talk about Jake's team.
Well, yeah,
we will get there, Jake. Don't worry. I know you're thinking you got off scot-free. We said we talked about it a while ago. We're going to get to you.
Certainly. We're going to do a quick round the league. We're trying to keep the show short. It's late as fuck. It's a work night. So we're going to do a quick round the league and kind of take a state of, take the state of where we are. We're after this week, we're going to be four weeks into the season. Everybody will have played their division opponents once. And I think it gives us a good sense of where the divisions are at so far. We can start. Let's start at the bottom. Let's start with the peanut division.
Yeah.
Which outside of Brendan, who I just want to take one moment on Fitz's team. Injuries have ravaged his team. He made the big trade for CeeDee Lamb, who is now injured. Joe Burrow out. Connor out. 3 of those players that we named it when listing off injuries were on Fitz's team. And then on top of that, Chase Brown can't get it together this year. And obviously not having Burrow is not going to help that. Things are not going to get much better.
Yeah, the O-line's also not very good. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean.
So, I think Fitz was my pick to win the division. That is likely not going to happen. I have a feeling we will be seeing Fitz sell what he's able to off his team fairly soon. He does have Scadaboo, who, has played very well this season. He's gotten for $5. That's a victory, I think, for Fitz, in terms of the future. And to make matters, just to kind of pour salt in the wound, Fitz leads the league in points against. And that might change a little bit this week based on Kelly's performance. But, coming into this week, Fitz was leading the league in points against, which didn't help, although he does have the lowest points for in the league. So
yeah, I mean, he's in a fairly competitive division. I mean,
He
all
is,
around,
yeah.
like all around, very good teams that are like going to compete, and so I think that's really tough for him to like those teams will pick up W's throughout the rest of the season until they get back to conference play, which or division play, which then I just don't know if Fitz is going to be able to keep up in the win column to make any sort of push for the playoffs when some of his players get healthy and come back.
Yeah,
Obviously, Burrow is not going to come back.
I don't have much hope for Fitz this season. But the league, the division, the peanut division, everybody was 2-1 heading into the week. Josh is going to take a loss.
Yeah.
Duncan's going to take a loss.
I mean, unless Josh has some miracle, if Jamar Chase gets a long touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, I would
say some sort of long touchdown. He could, in theory, still win this game.
Yes, he could. He could, in theory, still win this game.
He only needs 8 points.
I think
which is a long touchdown, a 20-yard touchdown.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility, but the fact that, they've put up 3 points, he's got 23 yards on 4 catches doesn't look good.
No,
but, Josh's team overall, I think at this point, you hope that Chase can get it together. AJ Brown has been, if AJ Brown was performing at half of what he's capable of giving up, Josh's team would be in a different conversation. And in fact, Josh would probably be winning this week.
Yeah. I mean, AJ Brown, he put up 25 or something, 25 or 30 points last week. Other than that, he's been under 5 pretty much I think the other 3 games. But
he's been terrible.
21, not even that great.
1.
Yeah, not even that great. But if you were to score 10 points a week, Josh would be winning right now. And but you look at that. If Josh loses this week, Duncan's going to lose this week.
Alex,
hey Duncan, Alex going to win this week. And so you're going to see Alec at 3-1. The other teams at 2-2.
Yep.
And Fitz at 0-4. So still a very competitive division.
I agree.
It's wide open.
I think it's you're right. I think it's still wide open. All right, let's move up to the Papa Bear division. Another division, 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, and 0-3, but not anymore. No longer going to be that division. Ken's gonna take an L this week. The Peter is going to move into the top slot based on points, and Doug is going to be tied with him based on record. They will both be 3-1. Ken falls to 2-2.
That's why I need Jamar Chase to really. I need him to score that touchdown. I need Doug to lose. We all need Doug to lose. Everyone wants Doug to lose. But it would be great if they all lost and I got the W. So
sure. I think Doug is in a tough spot here. I think I picked Doug to win this division. Parasol's going to be hurt. Jaden Daniels, who we did not mention, has been out. And I'm less confident in my pick in regards to Doug than I was at the beginning of the season. And I think, of the 3 teams in this division that I think have a serious shot, sausage fingers not included there, sorry. I do think Doug is going to have the biggest uphill battle.
Peter's putting together a low-key, very nice season so far.
Yes, Peter's team has really emerged. I mean, he banked a lot on these 2 young running backs in terms of Judkins. He traded for Judkins. And Hampton popped off. He's doing great. Judkins, I mean, he looks like the guy in Cleveland. They're gonna give him the football 25 times a game.
Nakua and St. Brown. I mean,
it's
unbelievable. Yeah, I just still so annoyed that Peter fell into Nakua a couple years ago, and then to get St. Brown at whatever $40-something this year is just ridiculous. Lamar Jackson, we don't know how hurt he is. That's going to be the biggest question mark, I think. I don't know if he has a backup quarterback on his roster. CJ Stroud's available.
He does not have a backup quarterback on his roster. He does have a backup defense. Always good to have. I still think, given all that we said about Peter's team, and Peter's team, I think is good. I think coming into the season, we both agreed that Ken's team, was, I think, the top team coming into the season. He just lost Neighbors, which is, that's a huge.
Do we even have Neighbors on our list? How do we not have Neighbors?
No, we have Neighbors.
Oh, we did. Okay.
That's a huge blow to his team. Brock Bowers started off slow. Hasn't, which I think,
banged up.
Yeah, which I think is to be expected.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if you look at his starting lineup right here, I'd take Peter's starting lineup at the moment. But looking at Ken's bench,
it's great.
I think Ken's got some real potential to slot in and fill up those Neighbors points. Rome is the guy in Chicago.
Yeah, for sure.
Gainwell looked very good in Warren's absence, but Gainwell is not a long-term solution there.
I agree. I don't think Gainwell is going to be that. I think Caleb Johnson eventually gets some reps, right? And you've got to test your rookie out, and Warren will come back at some point. But the big surprise and the big get for him is the Woody Marks, I think.
And having Ted McMillan. Yeah. I mean, Bryce Young is going to struggle to get the ball out, but McMillan's been all right this season.
Yeah.
He's for a rookie, I think he showed a lot of promise.
I mean, the targets are there.
So he's gonna have opportunities. He hasn't scored a touchdown yet this year, so you would hope that's coming. But yes, Woody Marks gets 17 carries. He gets targeted 5 times. I think the writing was on the wall pretty early for Chubb. That
did not look good.
Yeah, and there's nobody else in this backfield.
Yeah,
and Mixon still
There's been no information about Mixon. Yeah. It's like a non-football injury. Whatever the injury report or not. He's not playing. It's there's no information. It's very unclear. Yeah. I think we might see still more of a share in the backfield. He only had a 56% snap, snap share this past week. I think coming out of the bye, we see a 70% snap share, and we're seeing 5, 6, 7 targets a game. And God help us all. I mean, I picked Ken to win the division, but
I think Ken's team is fine. Yeah, his team will be able to.
He ran into a buzzsaw. He ran into the only undefeated team in the league.
All right, let's get to the last division, the Sweetness division. We'll start from the top and
top to bottom.
So we'll start from the top. The Decatur Staleys moved back to Decatur this year. Back where it all started, going to be 4-0. Will be second in points, I think, at the end of this week. The Portland Narwhals, Talley's team, going to be 3-1 going into the next week.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I think the real surprise is that this division has flipped, essentially.
Yeah.
Steve going to be hanging out at the bottom with Jake. Steve will be at 1-3. Jake is going to be 0-5. 0-4. Our champion from last year will start the season 0-4. Let's do a little autopsy here. What the fuck happened to Jake's team?
I think it all started when I picked him to win for the division. Not gonna say that that did something, but it is kind of shocking. I mean, he's putting up a good amount of points. Like you look at his points for, it's 305.
Yeah.
And Kelly scored 305 too.
He's got the second most points against.
He's definitely gotten unlucky, like you said in the chat, against some huge defensive wins and some other big play, like players. Yeah, for sure.
At the same time, and I think what holds true, was that the Saquon Barkley, Achane, those guys are going to be fine. But now the Tyreek Hill injury.
Yep.
I don't think Tyreek Hill's coming back this season. And, that's not to say that Tyreek Hill had been the Tyreek Hill of, 3 or 4 or 5 years ago before this, but he was still a guy that could get you a 20-point week every now and then.
Yeah.
And so losing him, that's going to hurt. I mean, can Jake come back from this?
I think there's big question marks at the quarterback position is difficult, right? Like now you're playing Purdy and Williams. Either one can pop off, but either one can also give you a 10-point game. Barkley and Achane will be good, but also you're going to get these 12 to 15-point games every once in a while if they don't score a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
And then Debo has been very good, but he does have down games, and that can hurt you in a close matchup. And that, I think Jaden Daniels is going to come back next week or the week after. But of course, if McLaurin starts to get better and better, then, I think are healthier and healthier, then you could see some snap share go down or target share go down. You could see, it seems like Debo is being used very gadgety.
Well, I think the injury to Eckler earlier in the season opens up some opportunities for Debo that may have not been there before.
That's
and so
true.
You would hope, he takes advantage of some of those. But I don't know, I'm not a Marcus Mariota truther. I don't think this level of production that we saw this week is, if Jaden Daniels doesn't come back, sooner rather than later, I think Debo's going to take a hit. I don't think this level of production is what you're going to see most weeks.
Agreed. Yeah.
But Jake's 0-4, but I don't think the wild card is out of the realm of possibilities for him. He's got an uphill climb. We'll see.
No, I could see I could see it being week 9 and Jake being 4-5.
Yeah,
I could see it being 4-4. I think Jake could run off.
He's got a very strong roster.
He's gonna get a lot of wins from the lower half of the rest of the league, right? And
Agreed.
I don't know, I don't know what his next 4 matchups are, but it very well could be, wins. But he's got a really tough division. I mean, that's kind of the problem is Kelly getting a win off him, you getting a win off him, Steve getting a win off him puts him in a really big hole because eventually he's going to come back around and he's going to have to play those 3 teams again. And, they're not going to be auto wins like they were last year.
Steve's team, I think, is in more trouble than Jake's team. I think Steve put himself in this weird position this year where he kind of had 1 foot in and 1 foot out. We've talked about this quite a bit. Steve's roster is looking rough. And my impression would have been that Steve would have been at the bottom of the division based on rosters alone. Nico Collins having a pretty slow year. And part of that is just that your quarterback sucks, John.
Yeah.
But Nico Collins having a slow year is really hurts at this point. And I don't know that there's enough else on this roster for Jake or for Steve to catch back up.
Yeah, I mean, I would be interested, if you're looking at like the trade that he made, right? Like, Zay Flowers obviously doing better than Calvin Ridley, and Judkins looking as good as Ken Walker, if not better, in terms of fantasy production.
Yeah,
especially this last week. So, will there be a net negative on that trade for Steve when the season comes to the end? And then, you're not even accounting for potential future benefit. But yeah, I mean, Ridley, like, obviously still a good receiver, but man, is Tennessee look like dog shit.
Yeah, they look terrible. I mean,
and I don't see it getting better anytime soon.
No, Cam Ward is clearly having a tough time. Yeah. The other trade I just want to hit on was the CeeDee Lamb trade, which, Lamb is hurt now. But when Steve traded him, he didn't get any auction money back. He got RJ Harvey, he got Matthew Golden, and he got Travis Hunter. And Matthew Golden, to his credit, is getting more involved, I feel like, with the offense. He had 6 targets this week. So doing a little bit more. He had 4 targets last week after just having 2 in his first 2 games. But RJ Harvey, another guy who I think he's got 10 attempts tonight. That's up, but they're also blowing Cincinnati out. Yeah. They've got the ball. They've had a big lead in the fourth quarter. It's not as though he's pretty clearly the backup, and maybe that changes at some point in the season. You would hope to see RJ Harvey as a long-term solution for him, but he was also a guy that cost Fitz $24.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's going to get him on a minimum contract if he tries to keep him. And then the last part of that equation that I'll just mention was Travis Hunter, who I think is a intriguing prospect, but they've been playing him a ton on defense.
Yeah,
he has spent a lot more time on defense than he has on offense the last couple of weeks. I'm not sure what it looked like this week on defense for him, but
Yeah, I mean, a 56% snap share, around a 55% snap share for the last 2 weeks, maybe a little bit more the first couple of weeks, but it's clear that they are favoring him more on the defensive side, which, that's a crowded wide receiver core, I feel like, and the tight end, and like Trevor Lawrence does not support.
Yeah.
Multiple relevant fantasy players, and so it's hard. But I think the issue for me with RJ Harvey is his bye week comes so late. So like they could ride the doublehead monster all the way till the end of their bye week in like week 11 or 12, and then you could see a flip. But they could be out of it by then, and it's less attractive, or Steve could be out of it by then, and it doesn't matter. And so.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. I mean, it could still go either way, though, for Steve. I feel like there's the jury's still out on all those trades, and
I'm a little more pessimistic on Steve's team. We talked about Kelly's team a little bit. Kelly's put together a good run thus far. The Staleys are basically destroying the league. We are a steamroller, and we are rolling through every fucking town that you people live in, and we're gonna win. Kicked Ken's ass this week. Wasn't even a contest. Not even sure. Not even close.
I mean, it's embarrassing.
I could have benched a couple guys and still won.
I mean, I feel bad for Ken. I mean, you guys taking on the chin.
I will say that I think the Bucky Irving news scares the hell out of me. I am very intrigued to see what the hell is going on there. And, the big boon for me has been a bit of a resurgence from Pat Mahomes and having ETN, who I did not start this week. And I'll admit it was based on some over analysis in terms of matchup. But I
Yeah, I mean, are you?
stand by it.
Let me ask: are you afraid that the Colts are coming back down to reality, and you're going to see the Daniel Jones we all know and love to hate, and that's going to negatively impact your Jonathan Taylor? You're going to see more boxes, and so now your running back core is just collapsing in front of you.
No, I don't.
The end of your run.
No, I don't think so. I'm very comfortable with Jonathan Taylor. I think having watched him play, he passes the eye test this year. He looks great on the field. And
it's go down to your bench. Let's see, because you got Dobbins.
ETN has been playing great. Dobbins is playing well. I'm
surprised you started ETN over Dobbins this week.
I started
Dobbins. Yeah.
Well, it was purely matchup based, but
Yeah, I mean, ETN is a great backup there.
So I feel fairly comfortable. I think the thing I'm more worried about is my receiver core, which I hope to ease some of those worries with Rice coming back in a couple weeks. But obviously, Higgins is going to take a hit with Burrow out, and Brian Thomas has not been good. So we've been able to weather that storm. Hopefully he turns it around. We will see. I am going to call out just one little what I think might end up being my waiver wire pickup of the year in Ferguson, who has been unbelievable this year, and a guy that target-rich environment for Jake Ferguson with Dak Prescott back under center.
14.
So very pleased by that, and currently the tight end 2.
What's it gonna take to get one of your quarterbacks off your roster here?
I don't.
Mahomes and you got Prescott.
We just talked about a team in need of a quarterback. He plays in my division.
That's what I was thinking.
And Jake, get at me, dog.
I also need a quarterback.
Oh, well, there you go. You do. I will not be taking back any of your Strouds in
or Aaron Rodgers.
So we can negotiate that off the line. All right. Quickly, any big matchups in week 5 that we want to look at? I think right off the bat, me versus the Peter will be a big one. The two, team 1 and team 2 in the league. And then this is kind of do or die, I think, for Jake in terms of
we were just talking about this. Jake being going into the next week on 4. Mm-hmm. Gosh, to get a win against Ken would be huge. To get a loss would put Jake in a deep hole.
And it would also put, for Jake to get a win over Ken, I think puts Ken in an awkward position in his division.
Yep.
With Peter at 3-1, if he drops to if Ken drops to 2-3, could be a tough outlook for Ken. Maybe the saving grace for Fitz as well is that he is playing Steve in the upcoming week, and so maybe he gets his first victory.
Yeah, a lot of players on bye next week for Steve.
Yeah.
Packers are on bye, so 3 players.
So it could be a big week for Fitz. We miss anything?
I don't think so.
I mean, we probably did, but All right. Look at that. 38, 40 minutes. Not bad.
Hey,
We did it.
We're back. Also, new background. Check it out. Boom, boom.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. New logo to be updated and put on merch that will be available soon. And
that's for our Philippine.
for our one,
fans,
East, East Asian.
Yeah, for sure.
That's it.
That's the show, I think.
This has been for Brother John. This has been another episode of the RTF Show.
Bear down, baby. Bear down.